Welcome to the Filmcast review of Bugonia, the newest film by Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm going to read the plot summary from IMDb. Two conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. End quote. Devindra Hardawar, let's start with you. What did you think of Bugonia?
I love Bugonia, but that's because I've seen the movie this was based on, the Korean film Save the Green Planet. It's the same movie. It's the same thing. So there were actually very little surprises in this movie for me. But thinking back on Save the Green Planet, that sure is a Yorgos coded project. So I am not surprised he went into this. I think this is exactly what I expect from him in terms of how it's executed in the worldview. This is a fascinating movie to see now. It is bleak, it's cynical, but it's also funny. It's a Yorgos project, you know. I don't think it's as challenging. What was the last one he did with Jesse Plemons? It was also
Kinds of Kindness,
which is Kinds of Kindness felt like an exercise in like how far into weirdness will you follow Yorgos? This just feels like a really, pretty straightforward kind of paranoia thriller. But I also think it's really well done, and we'll certainly talk about the ending. It's great. I think this movie is fantastic. Emma Stone is great as always, and Jesse Plemons. Just seeing Jesse Plemons lean further and further into insanity in some of his roles, I think is really fascinating to see. So yeah, I love this thing.
I'm really bummed because on the one hand, I actually think this is a relatively accessible Yorgos Lanthimos movie.
It is, yeah.
It's all very, let's just say, grounded in a reality that most people could recognize, I think, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, at the same time as that is true, it is also extremely relentless and unpleasant to watch.
But you know that going in.
Yeah, I mean, I brought my wife to go see this movie. And
she's like,
"Why?"
Why?
I tried to warn you about that.
What did you say? What was the warning, Jeff?
I said it's upsetting. The movie is deeply upsetting.
She literally walked out of the movie about 3/4 of the way through the film. She's like, I don't, she kind of had this conclusion of, I don't see how this is going to be worth it.
She should have seen the ending though.
Right,
it was worth it though.
We'll see. We could talk about it. Anyway, but yeah, this is like kind of his most accessible work, and yet
I wouldn't say most accessible.
Dude, the favorite.
The favorite is
okay. That's
the
true.
one.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. That's true. Second to the favorite.
This is accessible into his weirdness because it's a weird movie doing weird things,
but it's
also
like a conventional. It's like enlarging a conventional thriller, right? And so I think that's why I say that. Okay, Jeff Kanata, your thoughts on Bugonia?
Well, Dave, I guess you could say my thoughts on Bugonia are best summed up in the form of a limerick.
Oh, let's hear it, Jeff.
When the web conforms all your hunches, or you're rich and care not how much brunch is, it'll come to a head with violence and dread. This depiction does not pull its punches.
Nice.
I too loved this movie. Yorgos Lanthimos has become one of my favorite filmmakers. It's just it's just so interesting what he puts on the screen. And especially when he teams with Emma Stone, like their pairing is just so fascinating. And she's just willing to go there all the time. It is such a daring pairing, I'll say. The two
this is like Scorsese and DiCaprio or Spielberg and Hanks. It's one of those.
They bring out the best in each other, but also I love how she's game. Right? She's in the way that those other examples you just mentioned aren't really what we're talking about, right? He pushes her into places that I'm sure for her are thrilling and exciting as an artist to explore. And this movie is really,
I mean, she literally had to shave her head for this one, right? Like, she shaved her head in real life. That wasn't a bald cap or anything,
right? And imagine the experience of doing Poor Things. Like she is always just throwing herself. And I think I have just gotten so much respect for Emma Stone as an artist, not just working with Yorgos Lanthimos, but all the projects she seems to pick.
Absolutely,
anybody that can sort of take their clout and leverage it to make things that are a little more challenging, a little more interesting, a little more outside the box happen. It seems that is exactly what she's doing, and I applaud it. Jesse Plemons also is an artist that is always interesting on screen and seems to also be drawn toward these really quirky, interesting projects, and is willing to look odd and, you know, off-putting and go places that are pretty dark and weird. And those are the kinds of artists that I really admire. And so this movie is all of those things. It's also, as you said, deeply upsetting and hard to watch at certain points. I mean, there is scenes of torture that are really hard to sit through. And we definitely have to talk about the ending because it's a topic.
It's a topic.
I also, but I loved this movie. I was cackling. It's darkly humorous, and it's certainly relevant to the world today as these two sides clash. These influences that we see on the world, neither of which are particularly positive. But you take these two kind of weird things that are very, very apparent in the world right now. This sort of crass commercialism and sort of lack of oversight and concern for the impact on the average human on one side from the this intense wealth, and the impact of open information and rampant conspiracy theories on the other. These are things that we all see happening in the world right now, and to see those things bashed together in this movie is really fascinating.
Yeah, it's very relevant for right now, even though like the source of the story is not exactly new. It's just fascinating.
I mean, I'm not sure what our takeaway is supposed to be by the end, but we'll get into that. I do think the movie is highly entertaining on a certain dark level, but it is go in knowing that you're going to be put through some stuff. The other thing I want to mention briefly is there's an actor in it named Aidan Delbis. Who plays the sort of second hand in all the scenes with Jesse Plemons. And he's an actor on the autism spectrum. And I'm a father of an autistic child. And I'm going to try to say this without getting emotional. It's not going to be easy. Just seeing him on screen was really powerful to me, really amazing. He's an actor who works in something called the Miracle Project in Los Angeles, which is a way to get people on the spectrum who have all sorts of disabilities to be able to, experience the art of acting. And it's his first film, and I hope he gets to work more. And I think he's great in it. And it's heart-wrenching. His role in this is very heart-wrenching for me, but also I think powerful. And I loved that Yorgos cast him, and I think he's great in it. And so I really came out of this movie, the ending I don't think is 100% of a success, and we'll get to that, but I do think the movie is awesome. And I've become a huge Yorgos Lanthimos fan.
Yeah,
all the lead roles or even like the supporting roles. Stavros Halkias is in this as like a cop, and he's a comedian I've watched on and off. I've liked his stuff. His energy, his sort of like awkward energy, is so perfect for this. So yeah, just all the little bits of this movie are so entertaining, even when they're deeply disturbing.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Jeff. I was reading the story about the guy, Aiden's story, and just being cast like. This is his first movie. I think he's in high school still, right? So it's like going from no one knows you at all to you're starring across Oscar winner Emma Stone in your first
Jesse
movie.
Plemons. I mean, most of the scenes he's in, it's just him and Jesse Plemons holding it down. You know, and that's not easy.
It's kind of like the Hollywood dream stories, of like, just being plucked out of obscurity to be in a major motion picture. So he got to live it, and that's amazing. And I agree with you. I think he does a wonderful job in the film. And so, this is going to be a relatively boring podcast because we all agree today, gentlemen. Like, I thought this was a masterpiece. I think it captures so much about what is ailing America right now, where you have a bunch of people who are caught up in conspiracy theorizing and rabbit holes, and there's basically very few easy ways to pull them out of it. And also, by the way, a lot of those people are running major institutions in charge of like how we manage and run our lives. And then you have the character of a CEO who obviously, because of her
doing
position and her
monstrous
wealth,
things,
because of her position and her wealth, is insulated from a lot of the negative outcomes of those things that I just discussed. And so when those things collide, when those groups of people collide, it leads to a potent mix. And I just think there's something really topical, really relevant about how this movie is addressing those things. But really, for me, it's Jesse Plemons that's the star of the movie. Like, Emma Stone is great. She handles this. It's a very different performance than we've seen from her in movies like The Favorite and movies like Poor Things. It's like, I believe that this character is a CEO that runs a multinational corporation that's responsible for like thousands of jobs. They tried to sprinkle in a little bit of girl boss commentary in there. I'm not sure that fully worked for me, but it's some nice like window dressing for the movie. And but it's Jesse Plemons that's really undergoes a full. Emma Stone shaves her head. Jesse Plemons undergoes a full blown transformation, in my opinion. He has this really sweaty desperation about him that is extremely upsetting to watch and makes him unpredictable and dangerous. Which is a very compelling place to watch if you're watching a movie. It also is extremely tense and unpleasant. And so, yeah, he is a character who he's doing reprehensible things, and yet you also understand to some degree how he got to that point. And that's, I think, one of the biggest successes of the film.
His certainty is what's so disquieting. You know, is it's the certainty of at every step of the way, and saying things that are on the face of them ghastly.
Yeah.
And doing it with just sort of a calm certainty. Yeah.
I've already put about 8,000 hours of thought into what I'm about to say to you. So, like, you know, what are you going to say? Are you going to say you're going to unlock it with like one word, like, or one sentence? Like, nothing you say is going to actually convince me otherwise. And seeing Emma Stone's character try to figure out the best strategy to approach Jesse Plemons' character is a lot of fun in the movie. Like, you're trying to figure. She's trying to figure out, like, okay, should I resist actively? Should I go along with what he said? You know, she's trying to figure it out. She's trying to do this little cat and mouse game with him throughout the film, and that is just really, really great to watch.
It's so good because she's such a powerful person. Her character is such a powerful person, and you see that continue. You know, like her, the way that she deals with them. It's really, really delightful.
Yeah. So
anyway. I love the whole montage for her, by the way, just like her high-powered life, karate training, so many things. Like, she excels at everything.
The movie opens with, you see a montage of both of their lives.
Yeah.
And the way that montage is done is so expert because it's so, the filmmaking is so good because you're juxtaposing Jesse Plemons' life with her life, and every aspect of it is different. It's not just the wardrobe and the haircut and the makeup. It's also the physical structures that they're on. Like, Emma Stone's life is all these clean lines everywhere. It's clean lines. It's like vanishing points and these structures where they're clearly delineated. Jesse Plemons has just shit everywhere. There's just everything kind of blends into each other. All the objects,
like, that's my house.
Right. They might as well have been born on different planets.
Indeed.
Very interesting.
Dave, before we move on, I have to say, I am very disappointed in you.
Okay. How is
this? This is a huge missed opportunity. For us to hear the Dave's B movie. This is a B movie.
It is a B movie.
It's a B movie.
It's true.
There's multiple levels.
I mean, the idea that you would miss that is, I've lost all respect for you, my friend.
It's true. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You know, let's chalk it up to the move. Okay, let's chalk it up to.
It's just not in the game. You know,
clearly not.
Another thing I want to point out, I love the fact that she drives a Mercedes G-Wagon, which is such a symbol of wealth, but also kind of like a symbol of the sort of like bullshit that rich people can do, because people buy G-Wagons because it weighs over 6,000 pounds. It could be a tax write-off. So it's both one of the most expensive cars on the road, but also you get a break. You get a break if you call it a business expense. The world gives you a break for having this crazy fancy car. it all checks out. That's not like in the text of the film, but it's just something I think about whenever I see a G-Wagon and a rich person driving one.
That whole sequence of her getting abducted is so well done.
Man. So well done.
The shot from inside the pool house,
Mm-hmm,
you know, and we're looking through the window of the pool house across the pool. So amazing. So good.
Also, incredibly good use of Chappell Roan in a movie, I have to say. Like, I think this is Chappell Roan deployed in our cinematic universe really, really well. All right, let's get the spoilers for Bugonia starting right now. And today, let's try to listen to this theme song that Jeff Kanata mentioned. Davis B movies, Davis B movies. The movies that he wanted to see earlier, but he could in theaters, and now they're out of video on demand.
Almost.
That's the best one.
All right, we're now in spoilers for Bugonia starting right now. I mean, I guess we got to talk about what happens at the end of the movie.
Love how crazy. I love that it goes crazy. And I remember shouting at my screen, or I had like bought a DVD of Save the Green Planet. I was like, oh yeah, that was an era of Korean movies where like just the best shit in the world was happening. Like Old Boy, The Tale of Two Sisters. Like that was such a peak time. So I was like, I'm surprised more people are not reaching back to that era to kind of remake things. But yeah, I freaking love how crazy it goes. The weird thing is it does validate the conspiracy theory.
That's my problem.
That's the weird thing.
That's my problem, is that they were right all along.
You know?
Yeah, okay. Here's my thoughts on that.
And sometimes they do have points. Yeah.
I agree with you that that's not great. I mean, first of all, some questions, okay?
Yeah.
So, Jesse Plemons' suit detonating, I think we're meant to understand that is an accident, right?
Yeah,
it's an accident.
It's poorly made.
It's just coincidental that it happens to detonate at the same time that Emma Stone is counting from 3, 2, 1, 0, right?
His skull flying out, hitting her in the head. Pure accident. Hilarious to see, but who thinks of that extra touch? Like not only does he explode in the closet, but you got to make sure that his decapitated head flies out and hits her in the face. That is just that's the genius level stuff.
That's why we'll never be Yorgos Lanthimos, is because we wouldn't have thought of that. I do love the way the reveal happens is Emma Stone's character waking up in the middle of the ambulance, just getting off pulling all the tubes out, getting off the ambulance, just running straight to the office.
Me off of this planet.
Yeah.
Okay. Grabbing the calculator, like it's all such nonsense.
Right, and
like it was all true. Every bit of it was.
Well,
was
what I liked,
right
what I liked about that is it is the actual truth of the matter is indistinguishable from just some random shit she just made up.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
that's what's funny about it.
That's what's funny about it, right? So I enjoyed that.
But that also reinforces the like crazy cuckoo bananas batshit.
Okay, Jeff. Let me put this out there, guys. Here's my theory, David Chen's theory of the movie Bugonia. Okay, here's my thoughts on the ending. Okay, so I understand it's a little dangerous to say, hey, the conspiracy theorist is right all along. However, consider what actually happens at the end of the film. Right. Which is, the conspiracy theory is right, but Earth is doomed anyway, and likely because of some of the actions that Jesse Plemons takes. Right.
But his goal was to have a conference and talk them out of what they end up doing. That was his entire goal.
I understand, but did he succeed in any?
No, that has nothing to do with whether or not he should have been attempting that goal. It's a laudable goal in the end.
Okay, so I
he is the hero of his own story.
I agree with you that it's laudable. However, I think, to the extent that the film is trying to say anything meaningful, which like it may not, people might disagree with this, but Jesse Plemons is so horrifically damaged that he cannot actually execute that goal successfully. Right. Yeah. And so to the extent that the movie's trying to say anything, is that the people that are actually in charge, that hold life or death power over us, are so horrifically damaged that even if they knew what the actual problem was or knew what the possible solution was, they can't actually solve the problem, and humanity is doomed.
I mean, in our examples, those are different people than the conspiracy theorists. Okay. Yeah, I'm not convinced by that. Yeah,
the problem is the only reason that he was set on the path of discovering what is actual truth, according to this movie, is because he was damaged. The only people that
Sure.
in this movie, in the text of the movie,
Yeah,
the only people that can see the real truth are the ones that are this damaged.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's so. I mean,
you got me there. You got me.
The thing I see is that I think behind every conspiracy theory there is like there's a something. There's often a something, and then they pull and pull and pull, and then it's too hard. It becomes absurd, and then maybe they obsess over it, like a Tim Robinson character. That is kind of the interesting thing there. To me, like when I originally saw the ending of Save the Green Planet, I was like, oh, this is such a. It just feels like a fuck you to humanity itself.
Yes,
because like you look at what you did. We gave you a paradise, and you people cannot you cannot like coexist. There's all these wars. There's all this stuff happening. Maybe you don't even deserve this planet. And just like as an idea, as a sort of like science fiction idea, I think it's compelling and maybe kind of like you look at around the world now. It's even like more fucked than it was 20 years ago. Like we knew the climate crisis was happening. There was no cryptocurrency back then. There was no using the AI servers to eat up all our resources. Rise of fascism was more muted back then. Like things are so much more worse now. Like the actual ending of this movie is kind of fitting and kind of sad. So I don't know. I was cackling.
Yeah. Devindra, I completely agree 100% with everything you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And I also was cackling, and I also loved it. And I loved how long we stay on looking at dead human bodies and how many
every
setups.
Yeah,
just
man.
like it just goes and goes and keeps going. And here's also here's high schoolers, and also look at this place and look at those guys. They were fucking. Those two were fucking and they died. Like all of it. But I think both things are true. Like I 100% agree with what you're saying, that like it's an awesome sci-fi moment. It's an awesome like double middle fingers to humanity, and like I'm down for all of that. And also I also think like what it's saying is not something I'm super down with. It's saying like, oh yeah, the fucking listen to the conspiracy theories because they might be real. You know, I think both things are actually true.
See, that's the thing. That's so interesting, Jeff, that you think part of the message is listen to the conspiracy theorists because they might be correct. Because I think that that's part of that's a component of the ending. But I think the overarching message of the ending is humanity is doomed. Like that we are in some kind of recursive situation where no matter what happened, like either the people who can actually act well on this aren't able to, they don't have the knowledge. The people who do have the knowledge aren't able to act on it in a responsible way, right? Like whatever permutation of these people and information arises, none of it is enough to help us. Like that's
I think
that's the overriding message. I think
there's a facet of it that lets us all off the hook because the big scary lady who runs the corporation is also an alien from another planet who can wipe us out with the pop of a bubble. Like,
but she was trying to save humanity with her.
I understand that, but it just feels like it lets us all off the hook. That it's like, oh, the powers are grander than what we're responsible for, and I just think. While I am down for the just audacity of the ending, and it just it gave me a certain glee seeing how far it's willing to go. I also wish on a certain level the movie had the courage of its convictions and just been like, it's on you, audience. You know, it's not on appealing to an alien culture. It's on us. You know,
I feel like that can be a takeaway without the movie explicitly saying it. I was reminded of the end of like Don't Look Up in this one, you know, which is a movie I never remember you liked. I like the ending of that movie.
We're going to spoil the ending of Don't Look Up?
I liked Don't Look Up a lot.
Okay, we're spoiling Don't Look Up.
My top 10 that year.
But I specifically like the ending of Don't Look Up because it is so bleak, and also because like ultimately we have no control, right? We have the powers that are in charge right now. A single person, very few people can make like a meaningful difference unless you create some sort of like community movement or something, or become a symbol of something. But it's very hard for most individual people to make an impact. That's why, you know, you want to have politics that are about uniting communities. I just kind of find like that both really, really compelling and really moving. For Don't Look Up, it was more like, oh, I can't believe they went that far because the billionaires screwed us all. In this one, it's more like, well, humanity kind of screwed themselves in multiple ways, and it's hard. If you look at it from a high enough level, it's hard to argue with that fact. Unfortunately, many, many billions of innocent people will die because of that, because of these choices. But it's not fair, but it's just a really compelling ending to me.
I think you make a very good point, Jeff. That's a very cohesive view of the film. And I understand why you feel that way. And I guess for me, honestly, it is, I don't know why, but it's somewhat easier for me to separate the ending from the rest of the film. Like, imagine if the movie just stopped when Emma Stone makes it into the ambulance, right? And like, you find out she gets out. That would be a whole different movie.
Agreed.
Right?
I don't think that would be better necessarily. But
right.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it's just when I see the ending, I think it's just like the filmmaker or the writer just kind of fucking with us a little bit. Like it's kind of like,
yeah.
And what if he was right? And but none of the messages that we had kind of absorbed. I don't think the ending like undoes all the other observations that the rest of the movie makes about the state of American society today. Which I think is quite
agree with you. I agree with you, but I also think it kind of does a little too.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's totally fair. It's totally fair, right? It's totally fair. I guess my message, like my takeaway from the ending is not, oh, Jesse Plemons was right the whole time. It's, oh, we were fucked the whole time. Like we were just doomed the whole. There was no way this is ever going to end in any other way. Right?
But like it takes great pains to show how right he was about every single like the hair thing,
the hair,
all of it. Like shaving her head was exactly the right move to do. He did figure it all out.
He was on point. He was on point. It's more like the moment where she discovers like the bodies and the body parts and like how he was on point, but his methods, unfortunately, were a little too harsh, a little too extreme. I don't know if there's a greater message to take away from that, but those elements of it were certainly really interesting.
I'm just tickled by the idea that aliens would send a woman down to be CEO and then also make her participate in the passive aggressive, please don't stay after 5:30 p.m., but actually you should game. Like, wow. Like, I guess that's a universal language of the passive aggression.
I think what we're supposed to think is that she came down for a certain purpose and then was sort of seduced into the culture of Earth, and became a thing that she never intended to become.
She says she became less feeling, more colder, things like that. I love her whole like just backstory of like how humanity was found. It's like, we killed the dinosaurs. We had this great experiment. We had Atlantis, man. You all fucked that up.
It's a great moment because
that's a great moment when
you're like, is she just fucking improving this right now?
It's more like, why didn't she escape while he was out there? Like,
she's sitting there. He comes.
There's a big cage locked door.
Yeah.
During that whole thing, so she's wondering. I think she saw the locked door. She couldn't easily escape the basement, but still.
The movie gives you tools to justify what she's saying because she walks into his like bat cave.
And that's right.
Reading all his shit, and you're like,
she could have read it all. She could have read it all. Yeah.
She just parsed all that and really quickly, and she's just regurgitating it to him so it's brilliant. It's brilliant because you have no idea what's real and what's not.
I don't know if you know this, Jeff, but CEOs can absorb information far faster than your or mine puny minds. So,
that's why they make so much money.
That's why they make so much money.
Better than all of us.
That's the only reason why they make so much money.
And now they're using AI to do it too. The AI just summarizes it all for them, so they can understand better. We're in a good place as a society.
Everything is exactly proportionate to how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very plausible for the takeaway at the end to be, we should have listened to Jesse Plemons' character. Like, I understand why that bothers you. That's whereas I'm just going to propose my different way of reading it, and I think I've already done that,
listen doesn't mean do everything the way he says it should be. Like you can both listen to him, we're going to take your concerns, but also we're not going to torture this lady until we know what's going on.
Right.
The scene where she is electrocuted
so rough.
Is incredible. It's so hard to watch. But then, in retrospect, you're like, that's no big deal.
Yeah. Because the test accomplished the job that it was supposed to do. So,
also, we should mention Alicia Silverstone is in this movie.
Amazing. Yeah. Clueless.
Yeah. And that scene where he literally injects bleach into her veins
horrible,
whatever it is, is so
antifreeze. Yeah.
It's so freaking antifreeze. Not bleach, antifreeze. Thank you. Oh, dude. Unbelievable. An incredible sequence where the low angle of him on his bicycle, he's just 100% believing that this is what he needs to do right in this moment.
Yeah. No questioning it. No, nothing.
No, not even any doubt of like, wait, is she fooling me? Like, just he is in this kind of epistemic loop where he cannot escape from, right? And
she was like, I thought they would stop you. I cannot believe you actually got to them.
They let you
What's
in
wrong
there?
with our security over there? Yeah,
I loved that. That little detail where she's like, I thought you'd get arrested, dude.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you.
That was my plan, was for you to get arrested.
He was covered in blood running into a recovery facility. Somebody should have stopped him.
There should be more security at those things. Anyway, okay. I think we all love the movie, despite some disagreements about the ending. But all that said, at the end of the day, it is really impressive that Yorgos Lanthimos made a movie. Thank you so much for watching this video of the Filmcast. Check out these other videos that we have available, and be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get other videos from us in the future.
You can also go to thefilmcast.com to catch all of our audio podcast versions of all of our episodes.
And support this podcast at patreon.com/film podcast, where you can sign up for ad-free episodes and exclusive After Darks.
Thanks so much to everyone who makes the Filmcast possible.